namaskritya naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayam udirayet nashtaprayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhāgavata-sevayā bhagavati uttamashloke bhaktir bhavati neshtaki आराध्यो भगवान् वृषेशतनया स्तद्धधाम वृन्दावनम् रम्या काचिदुपासना व्रजवधूवर्गेण वा कल्पिता श्रीमद्भागवतं प्रमाणममलं प्रेमः पुमार्थो महान् श्रीचैतन्यमहाप्रभुर्मतमिदं तत्रादरानापरा नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन् इति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Hare Krishna, dear worshipful devotees, thank you so much for taking out your most valuable time to read, hear, and study Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam together. We are reading Canto 10, Chapter 38, entitled Akrura's Arrival in Vrindavan. So, just to give a little background on this, the context, Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam is the essence of all scriptures, which has 12 cantos. You see in the book rack on the top, 18 volumes. And the 10th canto is primarily the pastimes of the Supreme Lord, Kṛṣṇa, in 3 phases, in 3 segments. One in Vrindavan, the childhood or the boyhood pastimes, and then Mathura pastimes in the next section, and then the third section is the Dwarka pastimes. And this chapter which we are reading is the transition. So Akrura has been sent by King Kamsa. Akrura was the uncle of the Supreme Lord Kṛṣṇa, but he was somehow employed by Kamsa. And now he has been sent by Kamsa on a chariot and to call Kṛṣṇa to Mathura on the pretext of a wrestling match and a festival, etc. So somehow the idea is to kill Kṛṣṇa. That was the meditation of Kamsa all the time. He was thinking of Kṛṣṇa all the time, but always wanting to or trying to kill him. He sent multiple demons in the previous chapters we have read, like Putana and Agasur, Bakasur, Trinamrata, and many, many others. Just recently, in the last few chapters, we read about the Keshi in chapter 37. So now Krura is coming, and we are at the final segment of this chapter 38. Akrura was a great devotee of the Lord, and how deeply he is meditating. Oh, what will I do when I meet the Lord? How he will reciprocate with me, what I will do. I will roll in the dust of Vrindavan. The dust is marked by the feet of the Supreme Lord. The different uh, impressions like Shankha, Chakra, etc. are there. And then the second half of the chapter is how Krishna and Balaram, now he actually meets Krishna and Balaram. He actually sees them and immediately offers prostrate obeisance as he is in the mood of a servant. He recognizes that yes, they are my junior by age, but they are my worshipable Lord. And now finally, in the third segment of this chapter, Akrura is being welcomed by none other than Krishna and Balaram. So that was a maybe short or long background. I hope it helped. We'll read further. 38 and 37 are together. Sankarshanascha pranatam upagūya mahamanah Grihitva panina pani anyat sanjum griham prishvatha swagatam tasmai nivedya cha varasanam prakshalaya vidhivat padau madhu para grahanam aharat. Translation by the disciples of His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. As Akrura stood with his head bowed, Lord Sankarshan, Balram, grasped his joined hands, and then Balram took him to his house in the company of Lord Kṛṣṇa. After inquiring from Akrura whether his trip had been comfortable, Balram offered him a first-class seat, bathed his feet in accordance with the injunctions of the scriptures, and respectfully served him milk with honey. Does anyone recall? It seems like we read this verse. What do you say? Did we read this or no? Okay, that's fine. Nonetheless, it's always good to reread. So here we see that finally Akrura offered obeisance, he was in ecstasy, and finally here Balram is welcoming. So such nice guest reception he's offering with the best one can do. So one must offer their atithi. Did Akrura give a notice? Oh, Balramji, I'll be coming tomorrow evening at this time. No, he didn't give any notice. He showed up. So that's really atithi. Atithi. Tithi means date. A means without date. So one who comes without notice. Again, as a guest, we should not go to host without notice unless it's an emergency. But the real meaning of Atithi Devo Bhava, right? To treat the guests, to treat the people who come to home as the Lord, Deva. So grasped his joined hands, so basically welcome with his hands, and took him, held his hands, that uncle, you are, don't offer prayer. So basically he was joining the hands, and then Balramji took his hands and welcome, please come inside. And then he inquired about the trip. Was your trip okay? Because he was coming, maybe, he started in the morning and he came in the evening. Mathura to Vrindavan. Even today, it takes at least an hour to by road. So with the cart or horse carriage, it will still would have certainly taken many hours. Balram offered a first-class seat, bathed his feet in accordance with the injunctions. So in short, whatever scriptures guide us, whatever Guru Sadhu Shastra guide us, how to serve guests, we must do the best. And then he also served milk with honey. Balramji is one of the favorite thing. Balramji loves honey. And we discussed in the last class also how we as aspiring Vaishnavas, sadhakas, how we should welcome guests. It's very, very important. And Kṛṣṇa is pleased when we sincerely welcome guests, especially devotees, give them the best we can. We see in the story of Kṛṣṇa going to the Brahmana Shrutadev and going to the king. The king offered his best, Brahmana Shrutadev offered his best. And Kṛṣṇa was equally happy with both the treatment because they did their best. So if someone best is a golden palanquin and serving in gold plates, great, one should do, one must do. If someone's best is serving in ceramic plates, great. That's also equally. If someone's best is offering chappan bhoga, great. If someone's best is offering water and khichdi, wonderful. The idea is to do one's best. And we see in this example of Bhishmadev also, when he was on his deathbed, we have seen this picture multiple times. It is said that there was not enough space to put a finger between the two arrows. Like there were so many arrows on his body, like in between the two arrows, you couldn't put one finger. That's the analogy given. Still, now how would he welcome? When Kṛṣṇa came, when Pandavas came at the end of the war, he welcomed with kind words. And that's the best. Imagine you going to some place. They may offer a golden seat, they may offer everything, but no kind words. You will not want to stay there. And on the other hand, someone offers a simple straw mat, a simple glass of water, but very kind words. You would love to spend time there. So, kind words, water, asking about their well-being, genuinely and in a meaningful way. Not asking, okay, why have you come? Right. So asking good questions. I was in a GEV recently. One devotee was sharing. Asking good questions is a great art, and it can make the conversation from transactional to transformational. Most of our transactions in family, in even devotee dealings, in with husband, wife, parents, children, most of them are transactional. And sometimes life may just pass having just transactional conversations. Okay, what shall I cook? What shall I get for grocery? I need to pay Wi-Fi bill. I'll be at work. I'll get back from work at this time. Okay, please drop the kids to the school. These are all transactional conversations. It's okay, we need them for practical life, but we should also have transformational dialogues. How are you feeling today? Right? This is transformational. How was 2025 for you? Do you have some realizations? I would love to hear what went well and what were some of the lessons learned. We should pause to ask some transformational questions. And asking good questions can change the 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 route of the conversation. Here we see, well, Ramji, of course, they are ideal, right? We can learn so many things. So he's asking about his well-being, and they're inquiring, Ishtagushti, how are you? How is family? What's well? What's not? When you genuinely care for someone, right words will come. Right, Kṛṣṇa will give right words. So it just came to my mind. The transactional to transformational journey. We should have some questions in our pocket based on whom we are talking to. Those questions could vary based on our relationship, based on if a friend, it's a coworker, it's husband, wife, parent, kid. But in every situation, we can ask some deeper questions based on the relationship, which will help to go a deeper and have more meaningful conversation and keep it to not just transactional but transformational. Okay, Hare Krishna, I'll pause there. Any thoughts, comments? I hope you can all hear me. So let's move on to the next. Anyone who'd like to read 39?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, I can read. Nivedyam gam chatitheya samvaya shrantam adratah annam bahugunam medhyam shraddhayopaharad vibhuhu. Translation by the disciples of Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. The Almighty Lord Balram presented Akrura with the gift of a cow, massaged his feet to relieve him of fatigue, and then with great respect and faith fed him suitably prepared food of various fine taste. Purport. According to Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti, Akrura went to Krishna's and Balram's house on the 12th lunar day, on which one should not break a fast at night. However, Akrura dispensed with this formality because he was eager to receive food in the Lord's house. Hare Krishna. So here again, how the guest reception is continued and how the guest should be received, we can see further. So where Balramji is offering gifts, gift of a cow, and he also massaged the feet of his uncle just to relieve him of the fatigue, and then offered him various food. And Prabhupada is pointing out that according to Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur Prabhupada, Akrura went on Dwadashi, the 12th lunar day, and one of the rules is where one should not break the fast at night. But Akrura was eager to eat the food prepared in the Lord's house, so he probably did not follow that rule. Please add or correct. Haribol. Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you so much, Mataji. This is Atithya, real Atithya we see. And I have been to Vrindavan in the homes of Rajavasis. Sometimes we arrange Vandara on behalf of certain devotees. There is one on the January 2nd also, someone's birthday they asked me to arrange. So the Prabhu there, he says that whenever we do bhojan for Rajavasis, yes, we make different types of wonderful Bahu Gunam, tasty preparations, right? Suitable anna, cooked offering, offer with adar. Adar nahi ho to fir let's waste. You may have 56 preparations, wonderful taste, but adritaha, with great respect, with love, with devotion, so that they feel welcome, they feel that they feel at home with adar. And then after or before, it's not very clear to me at this point, but probably before, he offered foot massage also. So even in some villages in India and in Bangladesh, I was reading a book, The Traditional Vedic India. In the villages, when people would go, the atithis would come, they would be given great food, meal, and then the host would even massage their feet and also give something in charity. So the Vrindavan example was coming to my mind. When we do that bhojana, he offers something, like sometimes a gamcha, sometimes a chhatri, sometimes a towel, sometimes something, some dakshina, some gift, some charity. So what did Lord Balram give in charity? The gift of a cow, right? Cow is real wealth. Cow, land, and gold, as per Prabhupada, are considered real wealth. Well, nowadays people understand gold value when it's going to the peak. But anyways, so cow, he gave the gift of cow, nice food, great respect, lot of faith, lot of shraddha, and very, very nicely done. Now, there's a point here that Akrura reached on the 12th day, that is Dwadashi, Ekadashi ke next day. Then Kamsa, so Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is mentioning offering a cow was among the various upacharas of items of worship. You may have seen this giving cow in charity to the brahmanas comes in many, many stories. Mm. And other upcharas like putting water on the guest's feet, like bathing their feet with water. Mm. In order to give pleasure to the eyes of the guest, a beautiful cow is brought forward with the thought, please look upon the cow. She is yours. Did everyone catch that? Why is cow given? Who will explain? Are you all hearing or doing multitasking? Why is cow given? I just read. Please try. Why is cow given in charity?
Because it's pleasing to the eyes.
It's pleasing to the eyes. Very nice. Have you seen some housewarming videos or so? They bring the cows inside the house. You know, when the deities are opened, their eyes are opened for the first time, multiple things are shown to them, like Kanyas dressed as gopis, Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, and the cow deity. Like, of course, we can't show like a literal cow, especially in America, but cow deity is shown to the Supreme Lord when he opens first darshan in deity worship. So these are the different upcharas. So a beautiful cow. So basically giving pleasure to all the senses of the guest, washing their feet, giving pleasure to their eyes. These days, what people do? Okay, turn on the 76-inch TV. Pleasure for their eyes. Get the Wi-Fi password. Pleasure for their mind to get dopamine to see social media. That's not real Atithi Satkar. Um, tongue, various food preparations, mind, emotions by asking meaningful, thoughtful questions. Don't ask intrusive questions. This was another thing. People are should we should not we should be careful in not asking intrusive questions, especially when we are not so close, especially when we don't really mean they're good. Do we really mean they're good? Do we really are their best of the friends and the well-wishers? For example, someone comes to the house, nice friend, and let's say they were supposed to come at 8 p.m. and they somehow come at 8:30 p.m. And as soon as they come, I ask, hey, why are you late? Right? We don't realize how our words impact people. Words are very powerful. So try to avoid why questions. Why is intrusive? It may come at right time and much later, but how is how is nicer, right? How are you feeling? How was your journey? As Balramji was asking, right? It's not intrusive. Why is a little bit intrusive, right? Why you um why you do this, right? Unless you're the very close friend and in an appropriate setting, it may be fine. Why are you not getting up in the morning to chant? It won't look pleasant if I ask this in front of 5 people to someone. Why are you always late for a program? And always, it's another harsh word to use. Always, never. Absolute words, avoid that, using that also. This year for me was, we learned a lot of things about speech and still learning. Speech is very delicate and speech is to refine our speech. So somehow we got a lot of training this year from many senior wonderful souls, both in India and here and other places. So don't ask why questions unless it's very close relationship and at the right time. How did I get there? Yeah, cow. Cow was given and pleasure to the senses. The word Nityaṁ means appropriate for the Dwadashi breakfast. So now it seems that he had started in the morning. Now technically he was supposed to break fast. He started early morning. Now he has probably not eaten. And so now it's not appropriate to break fast or or parayana in the night time. Hmm? Rice was taken on the Dwadashi to break the Ekadashi Vrata. So he must have fasted on the Ekadashi. Kamsa was killed 2 days later on the Chaturdashi. So Kamsa told on 11th day, go and get him. 12th day he came there, and the 2 days later, on day of Chaturdashi, which we're going to read shortly, he was killed. On the ocean of, on the occasion of worshipping Bhutaraj Lord Shiva. There's a rule that one should not break a fast during the night, but Akrura broke the rule because of his eagerness to receive food. Anna Bahugunanin, grains of various tastes in Krishna's home. What can we learn from this? Can you think of another pastime where someone broke the rule for a higher purpose? Like Akrura broke the rule here because he was relishing the nectar given by Krishna Balaram, Bahugunana, very, very nectarian, uh, full of many, many tastes, various tastes, food. In the house of Krishna Balaram, he said to hell with the rule. Bahar mein jaye. Now, was it right? Was it wrong? Can you think of another pastime like that? Anyone?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Brahmana's wife giving uh, food to the Krishna's friends when they come and ask.
Yes, that's a very, very nice example. Their husband said, we are busy with Tantra, Mantra, Vidhi, Upchar, this, that. Brahmana wife said, okay, to hell with the Mantra, Tantra, if the ultimate goal is to please Krishna. And he is coming, is this friend directly coming and you are putting in the fire? He has come live. Very nice. What else?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, would the Ambrish Maharaj also fit in with this?
Okay, elaborate a little bit, please.
Like how Ambrish Maharaj, like the breaking the fast time was like running out, and so then he like broke his fast, but then Durvasha when he like got a little ill-tempered because of that.
Yeah, he kind of took a middle path. He broke his fast, but not broke his fast by drinking water. So that story kind of little bit fits, but not very close fit. What else? Good try. Wonderful, Avni. Thank you, Radha Bharani Mataji. Anyone else?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Shabari can come under this. We don't. According to the rules, we are not supposed to offer.
Yeah, Shabari is a great example, and there are other examples also of Lord Jagannath, Kurma Bai, etc. The rule is one should not taste food, but the devotion was so high, we cannot imitate those souls like tasting and then feeding to Lord Ram. Another classic example which is coming to my mind is Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu one time brought Jagannath Prasad at the home of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. Now, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was the the scholar, like the most intelligent person, like the minister, like the king would take counsel from him. He's like the Shastra Pakka. There are two things in life, my dear friends. One is called Niyam Agraha and one is Niyam Agraha. One thing is to follow the rules and regulations so strictly that we forget why are we following the rules and regulations and be attached to following the rules and regulations. One extreme. And one extreme is rules, everything is nonsense. I will do what I want. I will, puri tarah ignore kar de. Those are the two extremes, right? So here we see, yes, there are rules and regulations. Yes, one should break the fast at the right time. Going back to Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, let me complete that. So Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu brought the prasad and he had not brushed his teeth. He was just like, he got up, he had not brushed his teeth in the sleep, and Mahaprabhu gave him prasad. And he immediately took that, he honored it. So he technically broke the rule. Like here we see Akrura broke the rule for a higher cause. Now, what is a higher cause, etc.? We can always consult Guru Sadhu Shastra, right? For example, we should speak truth. One classic example. Yes, speaking truth is wonderful, but let's say I am on a crossroad, right? Charaha. Share one example, quick. Share my screen. See it? Okay. I'm on a crossroad, Charaha. There is a butcher coming this way, and there's a cow. He's running after the cow with a knife in his hand, and I am standing here. I notice, I see that the cow went this way, and then after 1 minute, because there is some gap here, the butcher comes, and now he is confused. He didn't see where did the cow go, right? Maybe it was out of his sight. Now, what's the best thing I should do? Should I tell that the cow went? Which option should I tell? 1, 2, 3. What should I tell him?
Anything like 2 or 3.
2 or 3. Kṛṣṇa Mata is saying. Okay. Anyone else?
Yeah, other than the first direction.
Other than the first. Okay. Now, is that breaking a rule of dharma, satya, satyam vada, right? Yes. It's breaking a smaller rule for a much bigger rule. What's bigger rule? Kṛṣṇāya Vasudevaya. Krishna is Namo Brahmane Devaya, Go Brahmane Hitaya Cha. Krishna loves cows. So sometimes we may have to break a smaller rule for a much bigger rule. Is it making sense? This is what the Niyam Agraha principle is. If we can apply all the rules parallelly, that's great. But there would be situations. For example, you are going on a 24-hour flight in an airplane. Now, generally, if we go to pass, clear our bowels, etc., we must take bath. But if you are in a 24-hour flight going from India to US or vice versa, will you get chance? Probably not. Then what to do? Should I say, oh, I am unclean now, I'll not even do chanting, now I'll not read here? No, that's not okay. Do some achman, do some prayers, and just beg for forgiveness and move on. Because the bigger principle is Kirtaniya Sadahari. Right? If someone is, let's say, sick, they can't even get to go to the bathroom, they're bedridden. What to do? Should they not chant on the beads? No, they should. They just do the best they can do some mantra snan, kaka snan, whatever, and keep moving. So the idea here is, yes, in life there are rules and regulations, but rules and regulation, smartavya satatam Vishnu vismartavya na jatuchit sarve vidhi nishedasyo etayor eva kinkaraha. Always remember Krishna, never forget Krishna. Smartavya satatam Vishnu, Bhagwan ka smaran always. Vismaran, never forget Krishna. So rule number 1, always remember Krishna. Rule number 2, never forget Krishna. Sarve vidhi nishedasya. All the rules and regulations are etayor eva kinkara. They're subservient. Iske das hai. Kiske? In dono principle. So here we see, yes, Ekadashi is important. Breaking the rule fast on the right time is important. But Krishna Balram giving food themselves, that Kṛṣṇa said is a much bigger principle. Any thoughts, comments here? Does it make sense?
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you for sharing very nice examples. Okay, 40th. Anyone? Anyone wants to read this verse?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. I can read, Prabhu.
Yes, ma'am.
तस्मै भुक्तवते प्रीत्या रामः परमधर्मवेत् मुखवासैर्गन्धमाल्यैः परां प्रीतिं व्यधात् पुनः. Translation: When Akrura had eaten to his satisfaction, Lord Balarama, the supreme knower of religious duties, offered him aromatic herbs for sweetening his mouth, along with fragrances and flower garlands. Thus, Akrura once again enjoyed the highest pleasure. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
There you go. This reminds me of Vrindavan. Shital Mataji, you remember? Mukhwas counter. So we were in the yatra, Kartik Govardhan yatra, and after the prasadam for 10,000 devotees, there was a mukhwas counter with nice sof and mishri and some other herbs, etc. Yeah, it was very refreshing and sweetening his mouth. So mukhavasa, it and people loved it. I was noticing that hardly anyone was skipping that queue. Everyone would come after they're done with prasad, put their plate at the respective place for washing, and then they'll come for mukhwas counter and get a palm in their palm, like a sof, etc. There were 2-3 variants also of that, the dry and wet, etc. So here we see Balramji offered him some herbs, etc., fragrances, flower garlands. So very nice reception overall. Very nice Atithi Satkar, with love, with devotion, with lot of awe and reverence. This because Visheshika Prabhu says this, and I like this. Imagine everyone has a board hanging from their neck and broad on their chest. It says, "Make me feel special today." All of your cameras are off. I wish I could see that board. If you are in a position to turn on cameras, please do. It will help you to engage better. It will improve your hearing and reading also. And it will give me inspiration. So I'm talking to some people as well. So what was I saying? Make me feel special today. Make me means make the other person feel special today. At least in life, we should, whomever we meet in every day, can we do this as an exercise to make one person feel special today? Whoever turns on camera, I'll try my best to make them feel special. Can anyone try? Hari bol. Lakshmi Mataji, thank you for joining. From Hyderabad, right? Okay. And Anshul Prabhu is joined also. Thank you. So make me feel special today, and it's not a kind of force, but when we keep practicing it, when the mood is to make the other person feel special, or in other words, Maharaj says, encourage the heck out of everyone. Because in life, in worldly circles, everyone is pushing down others and they want to prove I am better. And they want to not be encouraging but rather discouraging and somehow prove because of envy, I am better, you are a fool, because I am great. But in Vaishnava circle, we should have a totally opposite mood. The other person is wonderful. There is so many wonderful qualities. Anshul Prabhu, I'm so inspired that you joined today. I know it's a holiday season, but you took out time. I can see you're so sincere and serious. You're trying your best on the path of bhakti. Not only you're practicing bhakti yourself, but you're encouraging your wife, your kids, your sister. I got a chance to talk to her. She was so inspired. She is so inspiring. And by the way, I met your father-in-law also in Faridabad. And he's such a nice, caring, and loving person. He brought wonderful sweets for us. It was such a nice experience. And every time I meet you, you're always having a joyful smile on your face. Hmm? It means a lot to me, right? And I'm not just saying this for the sake of saying it, I really mean it. And that's how we should treat others.
Thank you.
Do you feel special?
Yeah, absolutely.
Make me feel special today. So imagine everyone is having the shirt named Make Me Feel. So they will not say it, but at least we should try to make one person. It could be our husband, wife, kids, devotees, co-workers, family members, uncles, aunts. Would Akrura have... Is Balramji not doing so? What do you think? Let's recall what all Balramji has done. Come on, let's help. You all help. We have read today what many things he has done. Let's do a quick summary. Either you speak or write what all he has done so far.
They given the flower garland and they given that sweet heart.
Okay. Okay, we'll give chance to everyone. So I gave flower garland, sweet herbs. What else? You can type or speak. What else Balramji has done? We have seen quite a few verses. The last few verses have been on this theme.
Balramji gifted cow to Akrura.
Gifted cow, yes, to please the eyes. Gifted cow, yes. What else?
Balrama, like he joined his hands and he welcomed Akrura inside his house along with
Held
Krishna,
his
welcoming.
hands,
Yeah.
welcomed, yes, with his hands himself, yeah.
Hare Krishna, he also massaged.
Massaged, yeah, massaged feet. Yes. What else? There are more things here. Yes.
Offered milk with honey.
Yeah.
Yes, offered milk with honey.
Nice sweets. No, sorry, no sweet food. So many types of tasty foods.
So just one point I want to mention. You see, there is generally a welcome drink. So when a guest comes first, they're coming after a long journey. Don't like suddenly, as soon as they come, bring a big plate of food. That's not generally, good. First, give them a welcome drink. It could be milk with honey, it could be water, it could be some lemonade, it could be some coconut water based on their health and needs and temperature. So generally, a welcome drink is very refreshing and it lightens the environment. And some conversation is happening. Maybe they want to use the restroom, maybe they want to take a bath, and then they may be ready for the food. Hmm? So these are very finer, sensitive things. Vaishnava should be very sensitive. Vaishnava means lot of care. So yes, Prabhu. Sorry, back to Anshul Prabhu. This is a welcome drink.
The food.
Yeah, amazing varieties of fruit. Bahugunan. Hmm?
Asked him about how was his journey.
Yes, yes, sorry. Varieties. Asked about journey. So basically kind words, we can say. Also, what else?
Offering him seat when they invited inside.
Yes, yes, very nice. Appropriate seat. Hmm? Washed feet also, right? You remember? We read that. You washed feet. What else? Kind words, appropriate seat. Anyone else can think of?
Mouth freshener. Yes.
Yes, Mukhavas, Yatra. You won't forget that. Hmm. Fragrances also we read. mouth fresheners, herbs, sweet herbs, mouth fresheners. Okay, wonderful. I think this is a good summary. Oops. So when we do this churning, it goes deeper, and it gave, so made him feel special to the best he could, right? It's a very nice idea. Imagine if someone does to you. Will you feel special? You go to someone's house,
Yes, Prabhuji.
right? Won't you feel special?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Absolutely. Even if we can't do everything, this is most important. And based on situation, like let's say in contemporary period, we can at least offer water, offer kind words, offer seat, ask about their journey or family, is everything well, and give some nice prasad based on the time, place, situation. Massaging feet may not be physical appropriate unless they really allow, and we should be mindful of the genders also. So, but sometimes you may get the good fortune to massage their feet also. I have received that good fortune for many senior Vaishnavas. Um, so we should try if and when possible and give some charity. If cow we cannot gift, but we can do other appropriate gifts. And all these, now let's reconnect this to nectar of instruction. What is the verse which talks about enhancing relationships? Who all know? The 6 exchanges to enhance relationships. Guyam akyati pritchati.
Dadati pranagati guhyamacchati prishpati
Yes, bhunkte bhojate chaiva.
bhojati.
Shad vidhi priti
Tadvidhi.
lakshanam. Your name is Preeti Mother, that's why you remember. So the 6 exchanges, giving and accepting gifts. So we see that here, right? Gifted cow. Now he cannot, like Atithi, no, he is in this is the one side. Sometimes we may go to other places and accept prasad. We should invite others also. So bhunkte bhojate, to honor prasad and devotees home, and to receive. So giving and receiving, it helps to build relationships. So we see that here. So a lot of foodstuffs. So that's happening here, offering milk, offering fragrances, and confidential talking, right? Sweet words, kind words, asked about family, etc. So you see, this is Bhagavatam is in action. All these things are practical. Now, one may say, well, what about giving cow? See, understand the principle. Details may vary, but the principle is to offer the best one can. The relationships depend on the 2 things. If we have to enhance relationship with anyone, friend, brother, sister, husband, wife, it depends on the quality and the quantity of interactions. It depends on quantity and quality of interactions. If we talk to someone once in 2 years, naturally our relationship will not be very strong. It's natural because they are busy in their life, you are busy. Maybe there may not be any grudge or revenge or negativity, but it may not be so strong. But if we are meeting someone on a weekly basis, just that is not enough, because there are many people who may meet and go to a bar or go and play golf or go and watch movie. So frequency is good, but the quality is poor. Quality means doing all these 6 in a Vaishnava way. Well, they may say, well, they're also having conversation, they're also eating, they're also drinking. That's not as per scriptures. So the relationship will which are not based on Krishna as the center, are often shallow. Mm. And when the test of time comes, if Krishna is not the center, then those relationships don't hold because foundation is weak. Because foundation is sense gratification, those relationships will never be strong. Any comments? I hope it was meaningful. Any thoughts so far? Okay, 41. Anyone wants to read? It sounds like to read. Yes, Shurma Mataji, please. Welcome back.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Papracha satkritam nanda katham sva niranugrahe kamse jivati dasharha saunapala ivavayah. Translation by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Nanda Maharaj asked Akrura, O descendant of Dasharha, how are all of you maintaining yourselves while that merciless Kamsa remains alive? You are just like sheep under the care of a butcher. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Thank you, Mataji. Very happy to hear you, and congratulations. You got a job you're looking for a long time, and so happy for you. May this job bring you more close to Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
So now Nanda Maharaj comes into picture. Earlier, Krishna and Balram, the two boys, were serving. Now Nanda Maharaj. So you see how this is so delicate? He has come from a far distance. Is this question a little bit intense, emotional? Did you catch this question? Is this question a little intense and involves like deeper emotions? Are you following this question? Say yes.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes. So this is a deeper question. Suddenly someone has come to your house and then you ask him, hey, and let's say you know they're going through a tough time. Maybe they lost their job. And suddenly you ask them, hey, how is your job search going? What do you think? They like it? The first thing right?
Yeah.
No, Prabhuji, they won't like it. I think they'll make it more upset.
Yes. Even the intent is good. You see here, the intent may not be bad. The intent may not be to tell I have a good job. Hey, you didn't steal. Some people may have bad intent. We should be far away from those people. But here the intent may not be good, and the person may not even realize that he is unintentionally causing harm to the other person, or disrespecting, or offensive. So Vaishnavas are very, very refined. Vaishnavas should be very refined in their speech, in their culture, in their habits, in their words. So they did a lot. They kind of made him comfortable. So probably by this time, maybe an hour or two had easily passed. He is comfortable. They have massaged him. They've given amazing reception, food, and relax and wash his feet. So ek do ghanta beet gaya. Now he's at home. He's not in the journey mode. He's relaxed out of genuine concern for him and the family members. Nanda Maharaj asked this question. Why did Nanda Maharaj ask? See, this is also a subtle. Now, this is my reflection or my kind of छोटा बच्चा बड़े से नहीं पूछ सकता how are you doing in like imagine if like Mehul asked me how is your job search going right it'll look inappropriate right or like a 10-year-old asks me I lost my job how is my job search going if his father asks me that's more appropriate right So understanding our situation, how to deal with a 60-year-old is different from how to deal with a 30-year-old and how to deal with a 10-year-old. The intent may be great, but we have to be very careful with our words, our actions. Otherwise, we might cause more harm than good. We have to be sensitive about the cultural dynamics also. And again, I attended in Govardhan Eco Village 8 hours of classes for 12 days. So many things, come and like neurons, they sometimes kick here, there. One devotee is saying like cultural sensitivity, and we may not be even aware of this. He said, asking in US, in American to people, how is your health? It may seem a very all right question, right? Anshul Prabhu, what do you think if I ask you how is your health?
Yeah, we generally ask how are you doing, like, yeah, how is your health?
Right? You won't feel offended, you won't feel bad if I ask, right? But
Yeah,
he mentioned, and it was a little bit new for me also, that in America, that's generally asked when someone comes out from an hospital. That means they're having a serious, or they had a serious problem, maybe coming after a surgery, maybe coming after some severe disease. Generally, it's not casually asked. How are you is fine, but how is your health? It's asked after they're coming from a like little bit like a health disorder. Now you like it may be for how many of you it was new?
For me, Prabhuji.
it was like to know. Means we
Yes, it's very good to
it's
know, right?
not generally asked, but it's will not feel offended. Like if somebody asking this normal, like it's asking for well-being, not like something wrong. But yeah, knowing this about that, yeah, that's
Yeah, because we are living here, right? We should be very mindful. And I didn't know until I heard,
yeah,
and it's important because they may not even say that sometimes people may easily get offended and they may uh, take it seriously. Depends on person to person, but now when we know, we should avoid that. We can ask in a better way, how are you doing? How are things at your end, right? How's your family? Or just generally, how are your holidays? Rather than asking how is your health. That's more they're coming after from a hospital or some health disorder they have, or they have going through some health issue, then it's fine. So now Nanda Maharaj basically asks a deeper question. How are you all maintaining yourselves in that cruel, merciless, while that Kamsa is alive? Basically, they knew that Kamsa is very, very evil and tortures everyone. The example given is the butcher and the sheep. So the Kamsa is like a butcher, and on the people under him are like the sheep. When they'll be killed, they don't know, but soon they'll be killed, right? That was Kamsa. So you do not know when you all will be killed. Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur saying this. So in short, it's a very tough situation to live in a like Vibhishana living in Lanka, like the Rupa and Sanatan Goswami serving under the Nawab Hussein Shah, the Muslim king. For a devotee to be in a non-devotional environment is very, very uncomfort. Or in this case, there is like danger of death at any moment. Kamsa was very merciless and Kamsa was very fickle. Any moment, anything could do. So Nand Maharaj is asking this. Can we go a little over and complete this chapter? This last two verses are left, if you all allow.
Sure, Prabhuji.
yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. Okay, who has not read? Let's do this. Yes, Anshul Prabhu, and then Krishna Matas.
Yes, Prabhuji. Yo vadit swavasustokan रोशन्त्य अशूतर कलह किम नो श्वेतत् Prajanam vaha kushalam bimra samahai. Jai Shri Prabhupada ki. Translation. That cruel, self-serving Kamsa murdered the infants of his own sister in her presence, even as she cried in anguish. So why should we even ask about the well-being of you, his subjects?
Mm. You all know this connection?
Yes.
Kamsa killed the 6 children of Devaki and smashed them in a rock. Such a hard-hearted person. Like a small child is so gentle. If you touch their finger, it turns pink. They're so gentle. If you feel like if you touch them, they'll get a they'll get discomfort. And Kamsa, who was so powerful, so manly, but using his power to kill innocent children, and that too of his own sister, in her presence. Imagine how heartless, how cruel. Hmm. Why should we ask? So, like, if such a person who is so cruel and so heartless could do is to the kids of his own sister, what to speak of all of you? I can't imagine. Next. Anyone? Yes, Krishna. Mataji?
इत्थं सुनु नृत्यवाचा नन्देन सुभजितः अक्रूरः परिप्रशन्तेन जहाव अध्वा रामम. Translation. Honored by Nand Maharaj, with these true and pleasing words of inquiry, Akrur forgot the fatigue of his journey.
Thank you so much. So this ends the purports of the humble servants of His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, of the 10th Canto, 38th chapter of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, entitled Akrura's Arrival in Vrindavan. See, when words are spoken with a lot of love, attention, and meaning, it pacifies us, right? At least someone can understand my pain, right? At least they're able to appreciate the pain I am going through. Don't we feel comfortable? Like dukh baatne se kam hota hai, sukh baatne se badhta. Especially if the person means what they are saying. He is empathizing with his challenge. Nanda Maharaj is empathizing with his tough situation. So if someone empathizes, how do you feel when you feel understood? When someone understands your situations, what emotions you go through? Or someone wants to share what feelings, what emotions?
Healing, Prabhuji. You feel healed, you feel very
Healed,
consoled, soothing.
soul,
Hare
soothing.
Krishna.
Very nice, thank you. When you feel understood, when someone understands you, okay, healed, console, very nice words.
You
Yes,
feel you are being listened by someone who cares about you.
you feel cared, okay, that's great. You feel heard, right? You feel you feel relieved, right? You feel relieved, you feel you matter, right? So that's what Nanda Maharaj gave that. So we should also speak in such a way, ऐसी वाणी बोलिए मन का आपा खोए, औरन को शीतल करे आपो ही शीतल होए. Words have so much power. It can bring the best out of someone or it can bring the worst out of someone. Suniti brought the best out of Dhruva, Suruchi brought the worst out of Dhruva. Both were mothers. Suruchi spoke very harsh words, brought the worst, anger, revenge. Suniti was also the mother. She brought the best out of Dhruva. Both mothers. You can learn from scriptures. Here, Nanda Maharaj gave that warmth, gave that comfort, gave that empathy, gave that feeling that, brother, you matter. I can imagine. So, by hearing these pleasing words of genuine inquiry and true pleasing words, Akrura sari thakan bhul gaya, forgot his journey's fatigue. When you are in the right environment with loving, kind people, physical fatigue does not matter. But when you're in an unkind, rebellious, envious environment, even the best of the health, you'll feel fatigued. Being treated hospitably as a guest with gentle questions, Akrura gave up his doubt about obtaining Krishna's mercy and the anxiety due to suffering from that doubt. So, in short, Akrura was very happy, was very pleased. He was very grateful. We see very lot of humility in his character. We see he was not demanding or that, oh, come, Krishna has to give me mercy. He has to treat me nicely. So very, very beautiful chapter with a lot of interesting things to learn and apply in our daily dealings as well. So I would request you all to start to maybe review this, and tomorrow we'll take some more reflections. We are a little over time today. We'll take some reflections. We'll summarize the chapter. Oh, tomorrow actually would be tough. I have 2 meetings. But next time you hear, and I'll post, we'll try to see tomorrow's Ekadashi, so I want to do, but maybe timings will be different. Nonetheless, try to do a recap, do the translation, do some reflections, and we'll review it next time. Thank you for your thoughtful, engaging participation and joining the Bhagavatam study. Grantaraj Bhagavatam Purana ki jai, Jagat Guru Śrīla Prabhupada ki jai, Samavita Gaur Bhaktavind ki jai. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namo. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Thank you.